called tails.
Tails. I generally didn't know Rail was in my city. When does Vulpes come across her?
Today, actually, when you walk into their shop. Because there is a brand new shop in the middle of your street, right where the road used to be.
What? Right where the road used to be?
Yep. You have to
Who
go through
built
the shop
this?
to get to the other side of the road.
Who built this and why? I don't
No.
understand. Right, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay. The door sways open slightly as you knock on it.
I peek in.
You can see magical items on shelves.
I will walk in. Do I recognize any?
A few. But these are mostly items that Vecna had in his possession at one point.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think our items from that
No.
group are on sale, right?
They're not.
Good. Right, Vulpes will take a look, I guess. They do like magical items.
The bell would go as you entered the store. Leah, you would hear the bell.
All right. Then I will head out to the front.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to the Forgotten Memories Magical Item Store. How can I help
Which
you
Vulpes
today?
is entering the store?
Dread.
What do they look like? Are they familiar to me?
I just need to know which Vulpes so I can actually send an invitation.
This should be Vulpes. I believe this should be Vulpes 2, right, James, at this point? No, it
Yep.
should be Vulpes 4, Vulpes 2 left.
Okay. So Vulpes 4.
Yep, Vulpes 4 is the one in town.
Oh god, that's horrifying.
Yes, it is. I love you for noticing that it is horrifying. Thank you.
I'll let you two figure out who's who.
What? Do I recognize her, by the way, James?
It's Rail's face.
Huh.
Do I recognize them?
That's Vulpes. There is no doubt in your mind.
Are you looking for anything specific?
No, I was just browsing.
All right.
Their eyebrows are furrowed, and they look as if they are half convinced they are having a stroke.
Just let me know if you would like any help with anything.
Nope, everything seems fine. I think I can handle myself. They rub at their eyes comically.
Leah's just gonna go to look busy, organizing some papers, wiping down the counter, avoiding eye contact. Standard things.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds actually wonderful, really. Yep, we should absolutely do that. Forever. Having actual conversations? No, sir.
Alright.
Vulpes will look at her, say something really dumb about her resemblance to Rail that's probably like, huh, nice face you got there, and then realize they say something really dumb and just go, wait, no, that's not what I mean, shit.
And
It's like food meet mouth, but on a cosmic scales.
And right back at you. Still just looking down, being busy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Nice magic items you got here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good selection. Very impressive.
Anything catch your eye?
James, does anything catch my eye?
Rail, do you want to send them the inventory?
Hey, James, you want to hear something funny?
What?
You sent in the wrong Vulpes 4.
That's the most recent Vulpes 4 I think I've got.
No, it's not. There's the one wearing the amalgamation of Vulpes 2's and Azirius clothes.
Ah, you called them Vulpes IV, not Vulpes 4.
Ah. Which should be even more horrifying. Oh my, Rail made an entire dog. That's kind of impressive, honestly.
It is a cross-dressing Vulpes.
What do you mean cross-dressing Vulpes?
Vulpes is male, aren't they?
Vulpes has been cross-dressing, if that's your definition, long before this.
Oh, fun! Alright. I like the color palette.
Do you? Because it's being stitched together from like two corpses, or like half corpses.
Yeah, it's not bad though. Wait a second, are those Aziri? No, I'm kidding.
Yes. She didn't look like she needed them anymore because she was dead.
Upgrades, people.
So,
upgrade.
how long have you been in the city? I didn't see you move in.
How long have I been in the city? Just a couple days or
Okay.
one day or just arrived yesterday actually.
Oh, what an interesting coincidence.
Oh?
Yeah, just curious. Yeah. Um. Volpez will, after looking around a bit, touch the spatial shield with the extra dimensional space. The one made of shadow steel.
Yep.
So, how about this? What does this do?
Okay, so that is... Sorry, just getting up the shopping. Spatial shield, extra dimensional. So you know where the shield part is on the back? You can actually reach into there and pull out and place items.
Interesting. And how is this for? How much do you want for this?
This one is 2,500.
All right, all right. I'll take this, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Definitely proficient in shields. Definitely not making this purchase to not pretend I'm awkward. Yeah.
You don't have to buy anything if you wouldn't like to.
No, yeah, we go in shops to purchase items. That is capitalism. I am a capitalist, yes. I am doing a capitalism on purpose and for no other reason than my desire to own things that I most definitely need.
Okay, so this is how Rail clears their stock.
All right.
I give her 2,500 electrum pieces.
Thank you. Would you
Yeah.
like that wrapped in paper or?
Yeah, sure. Paper. Yeah, sure. I sure do like paper. Yeah. Love
All right,
paper.
I'll
Really.
wrap it in paper.
Great. Love paper. So useful. Yeah. Grows on trees. Yeah. Vulpes is internally planning the angry letter they are going to send Vecna. Because they just know this is one of his.
All right, all wrapped up, and here you are. Thank you for
What about?
purchasing.
Yep. What about that ring over there?
Which one
They
would you like
point
to look
at the
at?
ring of Fox's cunning.
All right.
I like the name. What does it do?
Which stat does that?
Fox, I
Yes.
assume intelligence.
All right. It's an item that makes it slightly easier to be intelligent.
They sigh. All right. And give her another 2,500 electrum.
Where even
All right.
is that? Oh, there.
Huh? Sorry?
I see it.
And they just
Your
mutter
name.
under their breath, I have absolute control over my purchases. Yes, sir. They
Would you?
awkwardly take the ring and
It's
then
in a
look up at
little.
Rail.
It's in a cute little velvet bag.
That's adorable. They take it.
Here
Yeah.
you are.
Uh-huh. Yep. Rings, jewelry. She'll sure do like those. Yep. Yes, sir.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yep. James, what time is it?
Early morning.
Yeah, good night. And they moonwalk, they literally moonwalk out the door.
Vecna is standing just outside the door.
Vulpes turns on them with an absolutely enraged expression and just goes, You.
Oh, have you met Leah?
I am going to bite your kneecaps off.
That's awfully violent of you.
You. I know you did this on purpose. You.
Did what?
That thing that looks like Rail.
You mean Leah?
Uh,
He opens the
excuse
door
me
and
for a
walks
second?
inside.
Excuse me for a second? As he walks inside, Vulpes peers over his shoulder. Hey, is your name Leah?
Uh, yes, it is.
They look
Oh,
back at
hello.
Vecna. Yes.
Vecna just looks at you. Volpus. Yeah, that's Leah. That's not Rail.
Vulpes looks between the two of them. Excuse me, Rail, do you have paper?
Yeah, I do. It's Leah, actually. He is correct.
Paper?
Yeah. How much would you like?
Just a piece of parchment.
Alright, here you are.
Right, Vulpes scribbles violently, then presents it to Vecna.
You know, it's awfully racist of you to assume that they're Rail just based off of
Okay,
their face.
sign here.
They look at the piece of paper.
It is a magical deal that will, if Vecna is intentionally fooling Vulpes about this, subject him to the pain of being kicked in the testicles for the rest of his existence.
He looks at the piece of paper. What's this about?
Sign it.
Are you okay?
I have never once in my life been okay. And they are
He takes
staring
a
at
piece of
Vecna.
paper and it dissolves in his hand.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If it's worth anything, their name is actually Leah.
They look at definitely not Rail.
I believe they pulled an Azeria. Or an Alice.
You saw?
Knew everything.
Neat.
Except for the face, apparently.
Huh.
Leah's
Shrug.
just standing there. She's just letting this play out.
Hey, James.
Yes.
Could I conveniently time this so that Vulpes 2 and Vulpes 6 walk in?
Vulpes 6 does not exist at this point.
Ah, that's unfortunate. That would be funny.
And Vulpes 2 is unconscious.
That would be funny. That's unfortunate. Well, in that case, it is very nice to meet you, definitely not Rail. I hope we have a long and definitely not awkward relationship.
You hear crying from the back.
Vulpes' eye begins to violently twitch.
And you as well. Uh, if you would like
Yeah, I know,
anything
you
else,
have a dark one to feed. Go on.
What was that?
Yes, I know, you have a dark one to feed. Go on.
that is an assumption that you have made. Anyway, come back if you would like anything else. And have a great day. I'm gonna like dart to the back after glancing at Vecna.
Vulpes is staring at
Like a
Vecna.
friendly wave.
You are enjoying this far too much.
Yes.
And they take in a deep breath and let out a slow sigh. Yeah. Right. Actually, just out of curiosity, is there actually still a rail, or is that just the rail that isn't rail anymore? How does that work?
Well. Vecna is going to walk over to the back door and knock on it.
Right.
Have I been able to calm her?
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll kind of slowly open the door.
Hey,
Uh,
can we come in?
I glance over at
Vulpes looks like that's not the best idea. But they will go in if Rail tells them to, because they are too awkward to say no.
I've just
As
quieted
he as he asks that, he's helping himself in.
If it means anything, Vulpes begins to look apologetically towards Rail, and then realizes who they are, shakes their head aggressively, and makes a very poor impression on an angry face. It looks more like they're going to cry than they're really angry, but they're trying, and then they follow Vecna.
Rail, or Leah, I should say, where do you keep everyone's items?
Somewhere safe, not out in the open.
Okay. In your personal area of the shop, like where you live?
Yeah, probably in a trunk. Under stuff. With dust prestidigitated on top so it doesn't look important.
Okay. Cough, cough, X-ray vision.
Yeah,
It just
I know.
points to the trunk.
Well, yeah,
I-
him, but anyone else.
I go over, open to it. Go over to it and open it, I guess.
You can see all of Archie's stuff, all of Rail's stuff, all of Shadow's stuff.
And Soft's necklace, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they take it.
I'm sorry, I can't let you take that.
Yes, I know what it is. I gave it to them.
Alright, well, I'm going to be giving it back to them.
So they're alive?
You can see several books labeled with each of their names.
They turn to Vecna. Alright, explain.
Why?
Because I'm asking nicely.
You didn't use your magic word.
Alright, explain. And then they say the word for please in arcane.
Okay. So, where do I start? Well, I wanted to speak to them to negotiate with them.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yes. It was the most painful 2 months of my life.
Oh, that was a terrible mistake. You know, you're
Yes.
usually competent, but I notice you really like to fuck up where Nathan is involved.
Actually, Volpus should be awake by this. It would have been awake for a month.
Cool.
Nathan is problematic.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nathan and Archie are both perfectly reasonable angels.
Fortune- Fortunately, Nathan's not going to be a problem.
Did you kill him?
No, I couldn't get into his room. So I removed the door.
Lol.
What?
You can come your food. You'll be fine for a year or 2 or 8.
Can't he just divine intervention out of it? You forget about that, didn't you?
Yeah, like he's gonna want to take another nap.
Right. Well, ignoring that amazing piece of information,
As for the others, I cut them off from all forms of divination magic. They cannot be sending. People can't even see them the same way that they actually are. They all look slightly different.
really,
Yep, and just to be certain, and then he casts minor illusion of what shadow currently looks like. I made some design choices.
you just
You
wanted to
can
fuck
see
with him,
that he's
didn't
got
you?
shaved patches on.
You just wanted to fuck with him, didn't you?
He tried to run into me over and over again.
Yeah, that sounds like him. Dumb cat. But Vulpus looks like sounds fun. Dude, what about Rail?
What about Rail?
Like, is Rail still Rail, or is Rail
He
like
casts an illusion of what Rail currently looks like.
Vulpus snorts.
Oh, I also made sure that their wings change depending on what month it is.
That's gay.
That'll make it difficult to coordinate outfits.
I know.
I'm assuming Soft's still alive then?
Yep.
Good.
I wouldn't allow for a child to die. Unless they're Nathan.
Vulpus turns to look at Vecna and raises an eyebrow.
Can you even judge me?
They raise an eyebrow higher.
You are aware of how many times he killed me, right?
You mean we or me specifically?
Him specifically.
Oh,
Leah
Nathan?
cringes a little.
Well, to be fair, I guess Nathan does have it coming a bit, doesn't he, huh? Sorry, what's her name again?
Leah?
Leah, yeah.
I don't think you are, but I appreciate the effort of politeness.
Oh, no, I really am. I shouldn't have said that in front of you specifically.
My apologies
Plus-
for my assumption.
I have nothing against Nathan. Or for him, really.
Yeah, well, he's a dick. Unfortunately,
So are you?
Leah
well,
giggles.
I was going to say something else, but I guess that works too.
Vecna, are you aware that you just Sims him?
I what him?
You put him in a pool and took away the ladder. You Sims him.
Do I even want to know?
Well, see, when people wanted to kill people in a simulation game, they usually put them in a pool and took away the ladder so they drowned. That's what you did.
Wait. Your people created simulations of killing people by
No,
taking away lad.
Oh no, we created simulations of people living peaceful lives and funny little hijinks, and then people decided to use that to kill people.
And I'm the bad guy.
I never said that.
No, but Nathan did.
I'm sorry, wasn't Nathan from the medieval period?
I don't understand what that means.
He probably doesn't think women have rights.
Wait, what's that mean?
Oh yeah, back in the 1500s, people discriminated by gender, so women didn't have rights, and people with darker skin colors didn't have rights either. So, like, just saying.
He face palms a little bit.
Yeah, I'm guessing a
Why
lot of stuff about
even-
Celestials are coming into context, huh? When was where? Sorry, when was Rail from again? The future, right?
I believe Rosalind was around a few years longer than you were.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, Rosalind. It's been a while since I've heard that name.
Indeed. Pity they died.
Oh yeah. Looks away.
It was what they chose.
No, I mean when they came back.
Came back from what?
The Divine
Death.
Realm.
What do you mean? She was supposed to live her afterlife.
He gave that up. Do you remember when the meteor occurred?
The one that wiped out a large portion of the continent?
Yes. Are you aware of when Kilhadre died?
Have I heard of that?
Think you heard that the founders killed him?
Okay. I
If you look in Vulpes' direction, they are using minor image to cast a little history like blackboard with a little timeline and sketches.
believe the founders dealt with him, did they not?
Yes. But while they were fighting him, he had managed to raise a second meteor, but this time he had taken a chunk of the ground out, and he was rising it up. This one was larger than the other.
Oh,
This one was going quite high. And the founders teleported away from it.
yep, sounds like the founders. Ah, good old Dallas.
When Kelhadre died, it stopped rising. Several kilometers in the sky. Or several miles in the sky if they don't use kilometers. Do you know what happens when an object of that size impacts?
Boom.
I assume there's another chalk sketch of planet breaking.
Yep.
Well, do you remember that one impacting?
No.
Where was Nathan at the time? I assume Volpes draws a tired Nathan.
Yep.
So if Nathan couldn't stop it, and the founders left, then the question is, why didn't it hit?
Vulpes draws Vecna in a Superman pose.
I'm assuming you're leading to Rosalind being
Yeah.
the answer?
Volpez erases the head of the Vecna Superman thing and draws Rosalind with a clown nose because he doesn't like her.
She was given an avatar state.
She is still in the afterlife, correct?
What does that mean?
It means she came down and had however long the body that was made for her would last. I presume all the god did to conserve on power was fabricate her body, or Rail's equivalent. Then they took a chunk of their own power, shoved it into that body, and hoped that it didn't burn out before the job was done. What is the phrase for it? Well, because you've used it quite a few times. A reactor,
Sorry?
a reactor. What is the precursor in word?
An actor?
Reactor.
Reactor? An agent? I don't know what you're talking about here.
Reactor.
They pause. The precursor to reactor?
No, the word before it. It generates a large amount of energy. Power.
An aid? Oh, you mean a chemical reaction?
Yes, but the chemical reaction is something that generates a large amount of power. A nuclear. That's the word you used to use.
Yeah.
A
You
nuclear
mean the
reactor.
splitting of the atom?
Yes, they took a nuclear reactor worth of power, shoved it inside of the girl's body, and hoped that they didn't explode.
Did they explode?
After they had saved the world.
Lol.
All that divine power chewing through someone's body.
Wow.
So like a divine soul sorcerer on steroids?
Yeah. Except the body that has not had time to develop and adapt to the power. It'd be as if I took all of my current power and gave it to you, Leah. As a
Yikes.
warlock, you would not be able to handle it.
Would anyone?
Yes.
Who?
Someone who had
Graphics?
prepared themselves for it. Incremental increases are key.
Fascinating.
Before Alice broke the limiter, incremental increases were a lot more common. After they broke it, bodies were changed. There is now no slow breakdown of a body. It is, and then they create an illusion of a balloon expanding and then exploding. And then you just explode. There is no warning signs.
I see.
Oh.
Can you tell how close someone is to this state?
No, we used to be able to. Essence cracks would appear all throughout your body.
Fascinating.
Returning to the issue at hand. So Rosalind used the power that they were given, and they destroyed,
The boom machine, yeah.
yes, the meteor.
Cool. Man, now I feel really petty.
Oh, they saved your life.
Well, no, they didn't. I wasn't on the ground. I was stuck in time.
Well, they saved Nathan's. They saved Nathan's life.
Vulpus grins. All hail the savior of Nathan.
Yeah. So anyway,
Changing the subject.
after they saved them, the body only held out for around a day.
You know what they did with that day?
Very minimal amounts of knowledge of that knowledge is available to me.
Huh.
Unfortunately, I cannot contain everything I knew from my time as a deity.
Oh yeah, because you already killed a bunch of times.
Not just that, I'm now finite. I had an entire demi-plane to contain my being, my knowledge. Now I have to contain it all in this vessel.
Oh yeah.
After that day, the body gave out, burning up in a radiant explosion.
What happened to the soul?
It would have been destroyed in that explosion.
Ah,
Souls can be destroyed in explosions?
souls can be
Yes.
destroyed in all sorts of ways.
I thought it was a lot more complicated than that.
It usually is. But an explosion of a god or an avatar in a state, it doesn't just occur on the material plane. It echoes out as it splashes throughout all the planes. In this
Vulpus
case, it blew
makes
straight through to the astral plane.
Vulpus makes a sketch of like many plates seen from the side, and something breaking them from the middle and spreading.
Now, in this case, it's important to know when a soul passes, your soul leaves through the ethereal plane. That is between the material and the astral plane. So when it took out the material plane, it took out the ethereal and the astral plane as well, thus detonating it and destroying it.
That is
I see.
unfortunate.
Vecna places
And,
his humanoid hand on your shoulder, Leah. It is at least worth noting that you would not be here if it wasn't for their sacrifice. Most people would not. The destruction that would have been caused if they had have not acted would be astronomical, to say the least.
I have no doubts that she was very satisfied with her decision.
No, you?
Sorry, what was that?
And are you?
Yeah, I would have done the same.
hey James,
Yep.
Vecna gets ascending.
Alright.
Okay, but which one of them is married?
I do not know. Leah,
Yes?
Vulpes here has raised an interesting point.
Oh?
Out of you and Rael, which one of you is married to Archie?
She kind of freezes for a moment. Then looks a little pained. I was created after actually comparatively quite recently to a lot of major events.
Oh, I see.
Technically, we both have the memories of everything before. Since I am
Oh my.
not the original, I've decided to try to forge my own being and allow them to live theirs.
Then who gets to say look towards Sachi?
Tears kind of fill her eyes. I don't know. I've spent every moment of time that I have trying to figure out what the answer is, what the right answer is. I just don't know yet.
If it matters, I don't think there's a wrong answer. There's just what makes you happy. Worst case scenario, they have two moms. Oh no.
I wish it were that simple.
Why isn't it? What's stopping it from being that? Why?
Vulpes, are you aware at the rate at which Asimar's age?
No?
They mature twice as fast as humans, and then cease aging.
I see.
By the time their parents are free from their current condition, the child will be in their early 20s.
See.
It will
Well,
be
in
as
that
if they were
case-
never their parents.
Well, in that case, Rail has. Sorry, Leah has the responsibility of giving the child a happy childhood.
I do not take this lightly.
Vulpes smiles a bit sardonically and just says, "Yeah, you've never taken anything lightly."
I suppose not.
What if there was a way to change that?
Change what?
Change reality?
In what way?
Well,
Slow down her aging?
not necessarily.
Change Asimar as a whole?
I mean, changing the present. Everything that is current.
What, time travel?
No. You know as well as I that that is next to
Unlikely.
impossible.
Yeah.
That being said, why don't you just change the now?
I don't quite understand what you mean.
What if it was possible to make it so that Linnell and Sachi had never been separated?
Is that possible?
Anything is possible. And once I have achieved godhood, any number of things will be possible.
I'm sorry, I think you mean we?
Oh, I wasn't willing to go around telling people that you were going to be ascending as well.
I'm sorry, I think everyone saw that coming.
Understandable.
Leah looks confused, but not surprised.
Like I said. Vecna, are you saying that you can change things so that Linnell and Bachi,
Yes,
Sachi, can never have, you could change the past to influence the present?
it wouldn't be changing the past, it would just be changing the present.
But if the
What
present
does that
expands
mean?
backwards,
He sets up a chessboard.
Where'd you get that from?
Volpes.
yep,
Nice.
He then makes a few moves on each side. He then says, "This is our present. This is how things are." Right?
yes, and you can change the board.
Yes, I just take this piece here, and he tosses a pawn over his shoulder and places a queen there. And thus the present has been changed. I did not
And
need
the
to go
past
back.
hasn't.
Exactly.
But you're changing the effect the past would have had, so it's effectively the same thing without time travel.
Exactly. Same result, different cause.
What are you suggesting?
A small change with massive ramification. Would you like to explain it, Volpus?
I believe he's making an offer. You could live a life with both your children and they would have never been separated from this point onwards. Perhaps you would never even know that they had been separated. Once Vecna achieves godhood, that would be possible, if not trivial.
It won't be trivial. It will require epic magic.
Like I said,
But
if not trivial.
once I have that power, it will be possible. And if you assist me in achieving that power, then it will be probable.
What could I possibly do to assist you?
A time will come when Nathan stands against me. Knowing him, he'll put together an army. I've done my best to dismantle this army before it can form. But he will scrape the bottom of the barrel and come up with whoever he can. I need you to stand with me, with Volpus and I, with everyone who lives here.
Against Nathan.
Yes.
If we succeed, then you will live a life where that never happened. Where all of you
You-
are friends and together.
If we succeed, it'll be as if this fight never occurred. He places all the pieces back on the board. Not a single piece would have needed to fall. You can see that one of the pawns looks like Sachi. The other one looks like Linnell as he places them next to what you assume is Rael and Archie. And they will grow up and have grown up and have always grown up, not knowing that this is how things were.
And you get to be a mother and live in the present you wish to live in. No more complications. No more, I wish it was that easy. Just a good life you want to live. And the power to make it reality.
Lopez, I think you failed to see the choice that I would make.
Oh, I see quite well. Or do you think Shadow's not gonna be there?
What?
You are going to have to stand against friends. That's something. Unless you think you would have to choose not to exist as a simulacrum. Or, well, she's not a simulacrum anymore, right?
She's as real as you and I.
Then,
Whether
what
she
choice is there to
wants
make?
to exist or wants to merge back with the original, that is entirely up to her.
It is a choice you can make.
She goes over to Sachi's crib and smooths her hair down a little. And then turns back.
It's possible to make it so that Sachi has never known a life without Linnell. She'll never need to remember that she wasn't raised by both her parents.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Too good to be true is one of the things we've carried over from our reality, where magic wasn't a thing and we were all constantly chained by the restraints of a cruel world. That's not a thing that exists here.
I don't
If
remember
there's a
the
path, there's
previous
a way.
reality. And still in this place, it still feels impossible.
It felt impossible because we didn't know better. me this, Rail. You think you could live with yourself knowing that you could have chosen to live a better life and to give your children a better life, and you chose not to out of fear?
My name is Leah.
It is now. Will it remain so?
You're thinking only of the effect that this decision would have on me and on my family and friends. What about everyone else going through a different history right now? Is it fair to change all of theirs for my sake? Or even for my family's sake?
Considering what your family has sacrificed for their sake, it sounds more than fair. He gestures to the whiteboard, sorry, the blackboard, where you can see Rosalind's sacrifice. None of them would be getting to have the lives that they are having now if it wasn't for that sacrifice.
And the point of that sacrifice was to give them the lives that they have now.
And they will still have those lives, just with minor alterations.
This isn't true time travel. The butterfly effect is limited in ways it wouldn't otherwise be. The amount of magic required to truly change the entire world in realistic butterfly effect ways would be almost unlimited.
This would be isolated to this plane, and this plane only.
Could we isolate it further?
I do not believe so. Beings of substantial power will likely be able to resist the effect. For them, things will remain as they always have been. But for nearly everyone else, things will be different.
Better.
I happen to know how to play chess, just for metaphor's sake.
Yes,
Well, better for some, yes, but metaphorically, for queens to return, pawns have to be sacrificed, no? It's not just everything during this time is happy. Some people may come back who aren't here now, but some people who are here now will be gone, right?
sorry, can you repeat that?
The whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. It wouldn't be as simple as this time period, everyone gets their happy ending. In a chess game, for a queen to come back, sometimes a pawn must be sacrificed, right? So some who are alive now would be gone, whereas others who are gone now would come back. But it's still a trade?
Well, consider this. How many people do you think died because the Deus family was in disarray? How many do you think died because Archie was unavailable to heal them, or Nathan was unavailable because he was unconscious, or you were unavailable because of all the stuff you have going on? If you want to be a pessimist, then I can be a realist and say that a change on this scale would only bring good because you three were, in your eyes at least, going around and doing good, which were stopped from doing it, which resulted in unknowingly large amount of turmoil and death. You could have helped all those people that you didn't in this world.
I look at Vecna.
Yes.
Was that an answer or a question?
Yes, there would be people who would die differently, who may have lived. But there will also be people who lived who would have normally died.
So it is a trade.
But not an equal trade.
Yeah, you have to weigh. Do you think your inactivity killed more people?
I don't know.
Are you not a healer?
Not to a very large extent. Minor injuries here and there.
With those people you have shown kindness, not show kindness to others? With the people who trust in you and in you, not go around and show kindness to others knowing that they can, you know, afford to, that they have leaders they can trust, they have figures that they are able to put their faith in. I think the real question is, do you think your presence has a good effect on what's around you? Or not?
I hope it does. With everything that I am, I hope it does, but I can't be
Then
sure.
why are you so afraid? Because if this is your fear, if you really think that the world we live right now is better, even without you, without Nathan, then without Archie, then are you not saying that you should live? You should, the three of you should not just should just not be around.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
make a choice every day, do you not?
I make thousands of choices every day.
Yes. And each of those choices have their own consequences, do they not?
Yes.
What makes this choice so substantially different from any one of those choices?
Because it changes the choices that everyone else has made in this whole time.
But when you make a choice, let's say you go to the market and you purchase the last loaf of bread. You've taken away someone's choice to buy that loaf of bread, have you not?
Yes. In a sense.
What makes that drastically different from choices that you have now? Let's put this another way. You go to the market, you purchase a loaf of bread. That loaf of bread is, let's say, the cheapest item at the market. Let's say another family goes to the market. That family goes to buy the same loaf of bread. Unfortunately, you've bought that loaf of bread, which means they cannot buy that loaf of bread, which means they cannot purchase the cheapest form of food that they have in that moment. Have you followed my thought process so far?
Yes.
All right. So let's say they starve to death from you buying that loaf of bread.
Oh,
The next day, they need to go out and do a job to go earn money. Let's say they're traveling merchants. They head out, and because they've not eaten, they die of exhaustion days later. Yes, it's an extreme example, but an extreme example needs to be used in such circumstances. So if they've died because of your actions, well, to be more specific, they've died because of your actions taking away their choices, correct? That is basically what has occurred.
I suppose.
But you were going to use that bread to feed someone, were you not? Yourself, your family.
Yes.
You wouldn't view that as a fair or equal trade, would you? Because you have the means to better feed your family than they did in this situation. But wouldn't you say that's the way to view that?
Yes.
Would you say it's your fault that that family died?
Indirectly.
But you would never know, would you?
No, I suppose not.
So how could you know that with every small choice that you make, someone does not die from the ramifications of it? Let's say you didn't open a store. The adventurers that have bought items from you did not buy these items from you. And because they did not buy those items, they've since perished. That is a choice that you have made that has impacted their survival, has it not?
Yes.
Would you say that more often than not, the choices that you make are for the betterment of everyone involved?
Whenever possible.
Rail? How long is Leah's hair?
Mid back, but it's up in a
Mid
bun.
back? Oh, it is now being braided.
So if you could make a positive difference, an informed positive difference, is that not better than making a unknowably bad choice?
That's the problem, though. I don't know if this is a good choice or a bad choice. I don't know what the effects will be.
But don't you know more about how this choice will play out than how your current decisions are playing out? You have no idea what the implications of your current course of actions will be, do you?
No?
Yet you make choices each day, don't you?
It's impossible not to.
And your choices take away from the choices of others, correct?
Yes, but to the same unknowable extent that everybody's everyday choices take.
All right.
And the difference is?
But it's the same result, is it not?
I don't know.
Is making an informed choice more lucrative than making an uninformed choice?
Typically, yes.
What makes something a informed choice?
Knowing more of the critical details than you do with an uninformed choice.
Do you not know more of the informed details in this situation? You know that it will be as if.
So I know the details on the effects on my life and those around me directly. But on a world plane-wide scale, that's nearly nothing.
But how isn't that everything?
Because I'm not everything.
But you are good, are you not?
I try to be, but I make mistakes. I'm just like everyone else.
But you're not just like everyone else. What have you spent the past couple years doing?
Being mayor,
And what have
raising
you
a
done
family.
as mayor?
A lot of paperwork.
And what does that paperwork accomplish?
Sorts out the budgets, make sure Lorenz isn't losing money, keeping everything in order.
Lets Archie lays off.
Takes all of Archie's money. That was meta. Keeps things running.
Yes. Do you feed the poor?
Yes.
Did Celestia feed the poor?
It didn't.
To be fair, Celestia is worse
Okay.
than a lot of places for certain things.
Did Noah feed the poor?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there long enough to find out. I know that they took advantage of new Celestials, though.
Did Lorenz take advantage of new Celestials?
No, but we also didn't come into contact with many.
Oh, so you didn't actively seek out people to exploit them. I see.
To be fair, not seeking out people to exploit is easier than going to help them, which I could have done instead.
But it is still a good choice, is it not? It doesn't need to be the most positive choice. It just needs to be more positive than it is negative. And that choice is obviously more positive than it is negative.
I don't necessarily believe that any choice that is not bad is good and any choice that is not good is bad. There's a lot in between.
Yes, there is. And I'm not talking about a choice just being not bad. I'm talking about a choice being net good. So it might be 50% bad, sorry, 49% bad. But if it's 51% good, then it is more good than it is bad. And that can have serious and real implications. It can be life altering. Imagine if Archo had have killed Vulpes here. The moment he suggested it, imagine if you all went through with it, and Vulpes is dead.
She looks like she's trying really hard not to remember the feeling of Vulpes's heart in her hand.
Imagine how different things would be. You can't, can you? So much would change. But you know certain key facts, don't you? The goblin genocide would likely not have occurred in the same way.
The what?
The goblin genocide.
Did I
The
know
red,
about that?
the red kobolds would not be dead. And do you
It
know
was
what?
unlikely.
Do you know what would be different if the red kobolds were not dead? The goblins would not have been able to move to those islands. The goblins could not move to those islands, then they would not have been there for the Celestials to cull. Volpes being killed at that point would have accomplished net good. However, he gestures to the window where you can see tents outside. See all those people? They would still be being tortured by orcs if it was not for Volpes. The only reason each and every single one of those people are here is because Volpes is alive.
Vulpes pipes up at this a bit sardonically. Yeah, it turns out all I really needed to do good was get away from you fuckers.
Everyone has the opportunity to do both good and bad in their lives. There are some individuals who do more good than they do bad. Look at Archie Deus, Nathan Deus, Rael Deus. 9 times out of 10, they make the right choice. They save the kitten. They save the innocent. Yes, they make mistakes. Yes, they make the wrong choice. More times than not, though, they do it for the right reason, and it makes a difference. Or do you disagree?
You know, you're not wrong, but seeing you talk like about Nathan in a positive light is really uncomfortable.
Oh, I hate Nathan.
Thumbs up.
I do. I
Yeah,
hate
yep.
him. But he's not bad.
He's a dick though.
He can say, do, and act terribly. He can do the most immoral things. But he does them with the noblest of intentions.
Interesting perspective.
Do you know how many people have died because Nathan has prioritized his friends and his family over the greater good?
Paris?
No, I don't.
Cuff.
I can't quantify it. His friends and his family are his number one priority always. And look how it has ended. His church is exhausted. Spiritually, they're drained. They're without leadership. I would argue that he makes the wrong choice for the right reason. He doesn't quantify his decisions. He doesn't quantify the implications of his decisions. But you do, don't you?
What
Or
do
am
you
I
mean
wrong
by
about that? Look at the abilities that you possess. And look at what you spend your time doing. You spend your time as a noble, do you not?
I did.
You did. So is that not something you intend to do anymore? Let's say you didn't have to be here. You would still be doing that, would you not?
Yeah.
And would you argue that what? You would be doing less good? Or more good? You'd argue that you'd be doing more good there, wouldn't you?
I'd hope so.
Does that not make my point then? You are fairly confident that you'd be doing more good there than you are here. So if we were to alter reality in that case, more good would have had to have occurred, would it not?
Hmm. It's- I suppose that makes sense.
That's just the good that you would do. Now think about all the good that Nathan could do, that Rael could do, that Archie could do, that Sachi and Linnell could do together. having both been raised by Archie, Nathan, and you. Like a real
Right.
family.
Yeah. They are incredibly powerful. They could probably do a lot to help others.
They could, couldn't they? Together, a difference could be made. With all of you making a difference, that reality would have to be better than this one. As Volpes would say, we are living the darkest timeline, are we not? A timeline where Nathan
Volpes
is
will
unable to act. Where
Volpes will
Archie,
blow Vecna a kiss.
where Archie is unable to remember who he is. Where Rael is living a life that they do not remember. Sorry, living a life where they do not remember. Where Sachi is being raised without her sister. Where Linnell is gone and unable to be saved.
Could we summon her, by the way, James?
That hasn't been tried.
Because Volpes 4 is right now in possession of the Conjuration Stone.
Have you seen Linnell?
No.
You know what they currently look like?
Nope.
Would you quantify that reality as better than this one? Better question, how could you not quantify that reality as better than this one? Not just for you, but for the average person. And don't say it's not your right to choose for the average person. You make that choice every day that you were a noble. Every time you decided to spend your money feeding the homeless rather than sending it off to some other town to feed their homeless, you are making a choice to make a difference for your people. You are prioritizing your people. You are prioritizing the greater good that you could control. You are making an informed decision on your behalf. You drew a line and said, this is all the good that I can do. Well, right now, I'm wiping away that line. I'm opening up a whole new world of good that you can do. And I'm saying it's possible. It is possible for everyone in this situation to win. While not every individual can win, everyone as a collective can win. This can be good for everyone as a collective. And as a leader, I'm sure you can understand that sometimes you've got to do what's best for the collective. Now, whether you decide now, you're going to have a decision to make, and it's going to be a difficult one. Do you sacrifice yourself as Leah? You'll need to decide whether you choose to continue on, whether you decide to merge back with Rael, whether you decide to remember everything from this reality, or whether you decide to return to being a simulacrum. All of this can be your decision if you help us. So, Leah, are you willing to make a difference?
Insight check for everything he's been saying so far. Perhaps. I'm glad that one was not the first roll.
Ah, you're in foundry.
I got a 15.
All right.
And I would no, maybe I wouldn't. Never mind.
You got a 15?
Yeah. Why?
What'd you roll?
10?
And you, right, wisdom, not, okay, that was a wisdom skill. I was thinking, what'd you roll persuasion for and get a 15?
I'm also Leah, so I lost,
Ah, yep.
my stuff. My good spells and charisma and skills and stuff. Kinda. Actually, no, this would have been the same. Well, no, I had proficient or expertise and insight. Anyway, it's a 15.
Yep, raise vecna.
His modifier is bigger than that. Oh, interesting.
I rolled both. just so that you wouldn't know which one's which.
That's fair, but either way, I was right. His modifier is bigger than my my roll.
What would you roll a 15? So he critically succeeded on both.
Yep, he sure did.
His argument is very persuasive, don't you think?
Yep. It certainly is. What if we were all out there still, doing all this good, instead of sleeping? What if I could give them their perfect life? But what about me? But I never matter. Interesting.
Volpus points out that Rael has always been one to act and help others when she can make a difference. So why shouldn't she now?
I know. I'm more trying to figure out what cool line to say than making a decision. Oh, music.
That one was dark, so I'm skipping.
I thought that was on purpose. I was like, oh no. Oh. War drums. As you can probably expect from me, I can't promise to do anything without reservation. Gosh, that music is ominous. Ah, it's making me nervous. And I suppose
Are those people you would have helped not worth it? Also, when we were together in the barrier, Rael spent some time trying to reach me about morality. We're pretty different in that regards, and I know I can be pretty difficult, but here's one thing I learned. We all have to choose to be the better us, and to make things better. I'm trying to make that choice every day, won't you? That was Volpes by 4.
okay. You know.
Okay, there is no nice suspense. Where's heroic? I'm just gonna play heroic.
Why would you? Of course, there's no nice ones in suspense.
I was optimistic.
The background sounds of them are tailored to make you feel anxious.
That makes sense.
Well, like I said, I can't promise unconditional support in every action.
This is something you need to commit to. Once you start down this path, if you try to back away, everyone loses. I don't expect mindless following. But once you choose this, you can't unchoose it.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. There won't be mindless following. But I'm choosing to trust you, Vecna. Anything beyond this point is up to you. Whether it was the right choice or not.
He nods. Volpes would say, I don't follow him at all. We make our own paths. You don't have to serve, but we do want to help. We do want your help. Freely given, that is.
And when it can be given freely, it will be.
So you're willing to help us?
I am. I hold out my hand to him to shake.
He shakes your hand.
Cool. And Volpes. I'm glad to hear. Very glad to hear that you're
Volpes says, I was going to hug you, but that sounded impolite. So here's a professional handshake instead. And they make a mage hand.
I make a mage hand to shake theirs, and I go over and open my arms for a hug if they would like it.
You do what, sorry?
I form a mage hand to shake their mage hand, and I go over and hold my arms open for a hug if they would like it.
Volpes hugs you.
Cool.
They squeak and do it back, obviously, and very happy too, much to their embarrassment.
I pick them up and spin them around.
And then you
And just
slam
hold.
them against the wall,
No,
and you make a break the wall.
no, no. This has been a long time coming. I just hold them until they're ready to let go.
All right. Sorry, just waiting for Volpes to finish getting back online.
Okay.
That's a year-long joke in the making.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Hello.
My microphone has shit quality right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Volpus, you set up?
Right. Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Discord is just booting. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello.
Sorry, what was that?
Hello.
Hello there.
General Kenobi, you're a bold one.
That working?
Yep, I can hear the bot.
Interesting. All right, Volpus, you good? I could not hear you, so I'm going to assume that's a no. Huh?
Moment.
Excellent use of the Death Note theme.
I couldn't think of a better one.
Yep.
So you handed Leah a cookie?
Yes.
All right. Vecna then looks at everyone. All right. Then if you're with us, he gestures for you to follow on.
Okay, let's go.
Is Sache still asleep?
Yep. We will not be going far.
All right. Then I will follow.
Besides, anyone who goes after them will have to deal with the wrath of Volpus.
Volpa smiles.
He leads you down to the doorway. It's just an archway that is in the middle of nowhere. You've seen this once before, though. It's what he was in before.
James, am I here?
Yes.
Cool.
He presses a combination and the door opens. Inside, you see a stack of items. He walks over to the
Nice.
items and puts a few of them in a bag of holding.
Right.
Sorcerers. They don't have a great deal going for them, but they do one thing remarkably well. They are remarkable in one key aspect that puts them above most other classes.
Oh yeah.
They are incredibly time efficient. After he
Really?
finishes putting the magical items into the bag, he hands it to Leah. Take those deep into the forest and destroy them.
Oh, all right.
That will get you jump started in power.
Should I follow?
You and I both know that you have your own means to power.
True enough. And they look at the pendant that they took from that were Soph's.
How far is far?
Couple hours.
Oh, hmm. I'll have to find someone to watch Sachi, I suppose.
Take it to the forest. Can take it to the forest pretty quickly, actually.
Would it be alright to take her with me, or should I do it alone? Or...
I would recommend leaving alone. You can always let Volpes babysit.
Doing a good job.
How do you feel about that?
It's okay.
Looking at Lopez.
They nod.
She looks back at Vecna, kind of like just double checking.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh no, you said my least favorite phrase. Well, maybe my second least favorite.
What's the first?
Oh, that's the worst that can happen. Um, Rail still looks uncertain. To be fair, it's been a long time and she doesn't know how you're doing now.
Okay, so how's Leah looking?
Still a little unsure.
Ah, just like Rail then.
Well, yeah. We kind of have a base, kind of tentative vibe about us.
I would have never known.
I know it's super surprising, right?
It's almost like your sisters or something.
Yeah, it would be even weirder if we used to be the same person.
Can't relate. Imagine having more of one person. That's impossible.
Sounds wild.
Yeah.
So
Now
soon should I
it's
expect Volta 7?
tomorrow, and I'm not kidding.
Oh, goodness.
Alright. So is there anything else that you guys would like to go over?
Rail?
Is Vecna asking this or is this you?
Me.
Okay.
I would like to establish something.
Mm,
Volpez is gonna go see Leah a lot.
okay.
Sometimes twice at once.
That's gonna be interesting. Alright. Um I suppose
Oh, also,
yeah.
hey Leah,
Yes?
you have flowers braided into your hair now.
I what?
Volpez braided flowers into your hair.
Ah, just like old times.
Yes.
Aw, thank you. It's beautiful.
We try.
Okay, I'm gonna do the mom thing before leaving Sachi with Volpez, going over what to do if she wakes up, what to do if she needs to eat, what to feed her, like what she likes to play with, etc., on and on for probably way too long.
Okay.
Volpez takes this very seriously and also asks if she's more comfortable around you.
Well, yeah, she would be, but
Mask of many
it's
faces, I'm now Rail. Or, well, Leah.
oh,
I was about to
oh,
say, wait, I told us gonna cast Geass. Oh wait, they're wearing the pendant. Well, bracelet.
hmm. I don't know. Maybe I should wait until she wakes up and kind of like introduce you to her instead of her just waking up and there's a random person there. Hmm.
Volpez now literally looks exactly like you.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with
On that note, they go back to themselves. Okay.
I
Thank you.
mean, in fairness, that's basically what Leah just did to Rail.
No.
You think
You
I'd gather all
took
of the
their
Volpezes
child, then
here?
you took their face.
I already had her face.
Hey James.
Yes.
If you think about it, Leah spent more time, Semi-Rail slash Leah spent more time with the kids than Rail, so it's the opposite, really.
Mm.
Listen, don't worry. Your child will be fine. It can't be harder than Asriel.
He had a good point, though, that sorcerers are time efficient, so I don't necessarily have to do this today. Like, today in the timeline.
On you.
So, if it's okay, can we say that maybe Volpez swung by a couple more times, got to know Sachi a little bit before
Oh,
I went ahead and went out to take care of that?
sure.
Okay. Just for comfort, but also time sensitive sake, so that I can level her up, I guess.
That is fair. So, are we good to end it there? Or is there something else someone would like to cover?
I don't
Anyone
think so,
going
no.
once? And